Hey, it's Nintenbros.
Hi!
What's going on, Nintenbros podcast listeners, and welcome back to yet another week of Nintenbros podcast listening. You already know, well, actually, you probably don't know, but today is the game battle week. We had to switch things up. Just happened because Stardew takes a long time. But we got Stardew next week, and then our 1 year anniversary episode the week after that. But we are trying to keep the beginning short because we don't want too many announcements going on, just the really important ones. We are actually switching up the format of this podcast. I know it took us almost a year, but
Crazy.
But we are going to do the main event first. So this week is a game battle that we have prepared for you. We're going to do that first, and then afterwards, after we ask you who won, who KO'd the other opponent, who lost the stock and whatever, then we're going to go through and talk about what's new and what we've been playing, just so when you click on the episode, you get the information faster.
Yeah, but this will be the first time that it's like actually all explained and stuff, so.
Right, because next week is just gonna happen. So, without further ado, let's hop on over to our game battle. Alright, homie Low, so here we are, our game battle. My game that I am fighting to the death for is Animal Crossing New Horizons. You know the game. It released March 20, 2020. The height of the pandemic, alright? So this game really happened right then and there. What game are you battling for?
I am battling for the original Animal Crossing. Well, maybe not original, but there's like a Nintendo 64 one that not many know about. But yeah, the original Animal Crossing on the Gamecube that came out on September 16th, 2002. What was happening around then? I don't know.
Dude, I don't know either. Obviously, that game came out, though, so that's cool. I'll kick it off. So the box art, the game art, and the manual appearance of Animal Crossing New Horizons. Just take manual appearance right out of the equation because there's no manual for this.
Well, that seems like a downfall.
I mean, unless you look at the box art and the cover art of it all, because it looks beautiful. I got a picture loaded up right here because, well, I need to remember exactly what it looks like. It is obviously you on a tropical island. It shows a plethora of characters. It shows different crafting items, different seasons, multiplayer. All of that's explained on the back, so it's not leaving the consumer any questions. They know what to expect. It shows you fishing and the dodo bird for traveling to other islands.
Yeah.
Sorry. Hard to get out.
It's okay.
But yeah, so the cover art's pretty jam-packed with stuff, and it just leaves you knowing that there's a lot going on in this game, and I like that a lot.
All right, well, my cover art, it's kind of simple. It's what you think, like, the introduction to the series would be. It's just, like, guys around a house saying the Animal Crossing logo and that the population is growing. It also tells you that there is a official memory card included, so that's cool.
In the game?
Yeah, with the game.
With the game. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so extra memory card there. And on the back, it tells you a little bit about, like, this connect to Game Boy Advance with a Nintendo GameCube Game Boy Advance cable. I don't know what's going on there. You can, like, do some other stuff there, so I guess that's cool, but yeah.
Okay, nice. So the next section is the general audience reception. So we split the general audience reception into two categories. What gamers, like hardcore gamers that like game for hours each day, what they like, and what casual players prefer. And for my game, Animal Crossing New Horizons, gamers, they favored it a lot, mostly. But the one major gripe was it was one island per console. They didn't like that all that much. And a lot of gamers who pour hours into the game felt that it had a very slow start because Animal Crossing is notoriously known for using real in-game, or real lifetime
clock,
trying to get that out. So if it's 6 p.m. here, it's 6 p.m. in Animal Crossing.
Correct,
if it's a Sunday, it's a Sunday. So it might progress kind of slow, and gamers who like to pour hours into their games in like one sitting, that was their major gripe.
Yeah, that's kind of thing for the whole series too, though. So
yeah, so for casual gamers, they favored it near entirely. I could not find a bad review for casual players. I do feel like Animal Crossing is more so geared towards like kind of a mixed group, casual gamer, because they have to have the longevity of wanting to continue playing it. Like a casual gamer might be like, I want to play this for like a week and then be done. But you need like that motivation to play for months, because this game really unlocks its full potential, like more so later into the game, which is interesting. But casual gamers, favorite year entirely. Great for aesthetics, great for charm, great for creativity, and very much relaxing.
All right, well, that's all great, but I took a little bit of a different route with this. I have it combined into one because I was trying to find some stuff, but obviously my game came out in 2002, so there's a little bit less of like info and stuff on it. So I actually went to Reddit to look for some stuff, and what I got from gamers and casual, I got one response from each. It seemed pretty much the same thing. But I do have some quotes here. So from a question I asked on Reddit on how they thought of Animal Crossing, the original one, they said, I've been playing Animal Crossing since it first came out for the GameCube. I loved it and still do. And then they also go on to say the original is much more simple compared to New Leaf and New Horizons, but I think its strongest feature is what makes it hold up so well, which it is being so simple.
Okay.
So people just think it's simple. It is a just simple game. Pretty much like the whole series, except you get crazy in New Horizons, which might be good or bad. We'll see.
Right. It like basically builds simple upon simple, because nothing is crazily like. It's not Redstone. We're not trying to learn Redstone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's not too confusing. It's just simple concepts on top of simple concepts, which eventually make it a little bit more.
Yeah.
But that's all. So.
Yeah. So.
Very cool. So this next portion is the average rating. I looked through a bunch of ratings online, IGN, Game Radar, just other random websites, and very favorable, 9 out of 10, and I thought that was nice. So, Animal Crossing New Horizons, man.
All right, man. Well, I did not see the section where we put average rating in, so.
It's all good. So now it's time to talk about the 2 sentences of how the game plays. I actually feel very confident about this. So,
okay,
Animal
that's
Crossing
good.
New Horizons plays almost as a life simulation game, where players go around and create their own island after purchasing a getaway package from Tom Nook. The player is free to go at their own pace and decorate at their own will.
Okay, that sounds good.
man.
I'm pretty sure every Animal Crossing game is a life simulation, but of course mine's much more simple. So all I said was everything you know about an Animal Crossing game at a basic but solid level. That's it. That's all you need to know. That's all I need.
Alright, so you took simple and made it simpler this time.
Yeah, exactly. That's fine.
I respect it. Now it's time to talk about the copies sold. So the first 12 days, alright?
Yeah.
11.77 million sales in the first 12 days were sold for Animal Crossing New Horizons, making it the best start ever for a Nintendo Switch title. The best start ever. This beats out the Pokemons. This beats out the Marios. This is big news. This is really important numbers.
All right.
Copies sold. Oh, sorry. I'll just continue. Copies sold overall. The latest statistic I could find was from September 2021, so just a couple months ago. 34.85 million units sold as of September 2021. I got sources. You can take a look. It's Nintendo Life.
Yeah.
I got the sources. This is legit numbers.
Oh, yeah.
So.
All right, well, before I start off, because there's a bit of discrepancy between the numbers between the Switch and GameCube, I would like to say the GameCube's lifetime sales does come in at 22 million, which is what my game is on, and Nintendo Switch lifetime sales comes in at over 101 million, which is what your game is on. So just mind you, there's a lot of more Switch owners than there is GameCube owners in here, so I just want to make that clear. But for the first week or month, I actually could not find a statistic. I tried, but
that's fine.
As you can presume,
it's kind of old. It's like
but copies sold overall. Hold your horses, guys. But it is 2.71 million.
All right.
Yeah, so just keep in mind that there's a lot of more Switch users than there is GameCube users, and it's a lot more well known.
And it is
my case,
I
that's
don't
for
want
sure.
to fight for your side really, but it is a different time of life if you think about it. Like 20 years ago, what was going on? Like I was a baby basically.
I wasn't born yet, so couldn't tell you.
Yeah, it was a different time of life. So the numbers, basically, we should average them out. So you have 2 million on a 20 million unit console sold thing.
Yeah.
So that's like 10%. I got 34 on how many did you say?
101.
So I got like 30%. So 30% of Switch users have Animal Crossing. 10% of GameCube owners have Animal Crossing. So that's more like food for thought more so.
Yeah,
than
that's
just
a
the
better
numbers.
that's a better comparison. Yeah.
Which I would like to point out that New Horizons has 30% and the original has 10%. Just want to make sure we're clear on there.
I'd also like to point out that Animal Crossing did start the series off basically in North America. So, when is the last time you have picked up the first series of a game that it's not well known?
Animal Crossing actually started out in Japan on the Nintendo Switch.
Okay, but North America, if you're seeing
North America was the port on the GameCube, so
yeah, but if you're seeing a series start for the first time, when have you ever picked up the start of a series?
Pokemon. That's my favorite series.
But you picked that up like after you
immediately. I have red, blue, and yellow.
Immediately after it came out?
Well, it would be included in the sales because I would have gotten it within the first couple years.
Okay, well, that's first couple years. You already knew it was good, right?
Those sales are from to date, right? It's not.
No, yeah, I know. I'm saying, but if you're, like they didn't. Obviously, the GameCube version is still not selling, and New Horizons is. But like, if you have a GameCube and you're going to look for titles, you're not gonna like, oh, let's try this Animal Crossing game. But Animal Crossing New Horizons is already a well-known game and already had hype built up to it, where people already knew it was a good franchise.
Okay, so you're telling me because of the predecessors, my game had more hype, which made it sell better.
Yes, in a way, but what I'm trying to say is that the original on the GameCube didn't get as many sales, possibly because it is the start of a franchise, and people don't like to take that risk.
I want you to think of movies, right?
Yeah, sure.
How many times does a sequel do better than the original? Hunger Games sold more than Catching Fire. Catching Fire sold more than Mockingjay. Just because I'm the 5th installment doesn't mean I'm automatically going to do better. It's the hype because you did good in the beginning, but it's ultimately the consumers who drive what does better, and they wanted this game more so than the GameCube.
I don't know about that one, honestly.
Alright, prove me wrong, man.
That's pretty questionable because if you, like I said, when's the last time? Okay, say on the Nintendo Switch, a new series has started. Are you going to pick that up if you don't know
commits tax evasion? Yes, if I like the cover art,
that's very different.
Kind of, but not really. I judge a book by its cover. Hate to say it, but that's how it is. I judge a game by its cover
agree.
art.
Yeah,
and just
sure.
That's how things sell. If I like how it looks, I'm going to buy it. And I think a lot of people who have discretionary or disposable income will probably do the same if they're gamers. No one's going around and like, I only buy these kinds of games. Some people might actually. But I think a lot of people are open to trying new things. And I think a lot of people are kind of growing tired of like the same things we've had for like 35, 40 years. So when new titles come around, they're very much more willing to try it.
But how open to trying it were they 20 years ago?
That's something you got to ask the people 20 years ago. Man.
But that's the thing. We can't figure that out. So like it's just a mystery. Like people were seeing this on the shelves. They were like, should we get it? It might be cool. It might not be. But New Horizons, it was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a good game.
Sure. But I want to think about something. Let's put this into perspective. The greatest console to be like considered the greatest console is the PlayStation 2. Lots of people consider that the greatest console to ever be in the gaming market.
Sure.
And PlayStation 2 is in the same generation line as the GameCube. So if we pair those together and have the audience of gamers just all together in like that realm, there is gamers looking at Animal Crossing, but they're choosing other games. Do you kind of get what I'm saying? There's gamers out there because the PlayStation 2 was the greatest console, but they're choosing other games.
People are still, that's understandable. But it's also what the Nintendo Switch is dominating, right? I mean, if you're...
It's not my fault. This console did better. You're just stating facts at this point. Yes, it is.
Okay, I guess that's true then. The Nintendo Switch is just doing better, so I guess your game gets more sales.
I then.
Okay, moving on. I have better arguments coming up, so
all right,
not worried.
It's all good. So our next section is completion time, and this is very, very just broad because
it's funny actually.
Animal Crossing doesn't really have a beginning and end, except my game does, honestly. So the completion time for Animal Crossing New Horizons, there was kind of a storyline in there. Completion time, 60 hours. If you want to see everything, you are going to pour hundreds of hours into this game. It's just a fact. and you're going to continuously play because there's more stuff coming out over and over because of it's like changing with the days and the seasons. So 100% completion time, it was estimated about 375 hours.
Yeah, so before I get into mine, supposedly your game has more customization, things to do, and everything like that, right?
Yes.
Yes?
Supposedly, it's actually.
Actually, oh, really? So my completion time for Animal Crossing on the GameCube is 67 hours for the main objectives. And like the completion time, I made sure I verified it on the source I was using with your game as well, and the numbers do match. The 100% completion time for Animal Crossing on the GameCube is actually 610 hours. So
610 hours sounds like a lot of busy work.
But 379 hours also sounds like a lot of busy work. Any way you put it, it's going to be a lot of busy work.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, it's both probably is busy work, but there's more, I guess, I don't make the hours up. So
no, you're right. I respect it.
Yeah.
Okay. So your game might have more game to play, but is it quality game? That's what we're going to discuss in the next couple sections. So
yeah.
Next is our biggest successes, and I took this in a way of like rewards won like for gaming industry. So for Animal Crossing New Horizons, 34.85 million sales digitally in the first month for a world record. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, that is a success, yes.
That is most likely due to the pandemic circumstances and the fact that a lot of people didn't want to go into stores and whatnot.
Yeah.
But if you just think about that, the first month, millions upon millions of copies were sold just digitally. Crazy. Also, another big success. 2020 Game Award for Best Family Game.
That's true. It is a good family game. I can support that. That's fine. I mean, I have the game. I don't have the game I'm battling for, but I have the game I'm battling against. But I did take this in a different way than you did as the biggest success. Hear me out on this one. The biggest success in this game is discovery and the things you can just do in general. I mean, like I was talking about, how many people are picking up a title that they haven't heard about before? I guess 2.7 million or something. And those people are getting discovery. Nowadays, you can find anything online, and basically, you know all the fun things to come before you even download the game. I mean, there was countless trailers of what you could do, how many fruits there were going to be, how many villagers there was going to be. You could practically know all of the stuff from Animal Crossing New Horizons Wikipedia before the game came out. Like, I guarantee you, almost a lot of that Wikipedia was written before the game was released because you just knew all about it and you knew all the files. But once you got it on the GameCube, you had no clue. You didn't know that there was going to be a dog playing in Town Square on Saturday nights.
I'll back you up a little bit. Correct. We did not have an Animal Crossing Wikipedia, but there was still magazines going around. Information was delivered in different ways. If you were a gamer, you could get a Game Informer, a Nintendo Power. Those things were around. You would have gotten information a different way. Maybe not to the extent. I agree with you. We basically knew New Horizons before New Horizons came out. But I will agree with you, discovery to some extent, but it's not like it was a blank slate. People who wanted to know about it knew somewhat about it. It wasn't like a brand new, out-of-the-wind title.
I agree with you in some sense. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, we can't match up, like, did the magazines come out before the game was released, or did it come out after the game was released? I don't know. But you might have had it before, you might have not. But still, the point remains there's a lot more discovery. You could find things that you're going to do. Even with the magazines, I'm sure it's not going to tell the full story of, like, what is this monkey named Akabago, like a quirky villager? Or like, you can find that in New Horizons now. In finding quirky things was a surprise in the old one. It made you feel accomplished. And now you're just, like, doing it in the new one just to get it done. Like, I gotta get this task done to get this secret thing because I know it's available, but it's not cool because I've already seen this cutscene. So, yeah, I still have more too. All right,
let's keep hearing it.
You can have infinite towns on one disc. One thing to that though, you have to have infinite memory cards. But you can still on New Horizons, you can only have one town.
Oh, but if you have infinite switches, you can have infinite islands.
How much is a memory? Even with inflation, I'm going to assume memory card's a lot less money than a new Switch.
True, but you can still get around that barrier.
Yes, you can, but that you can also buy a new GameCube, and also with a new disc, so you can also get around that way. So we can get around in two ways, and you can get around in one. So as far as I'm concerned, two is better than one. All right. And I
guess I'll shut up.
While the newer Animal Crossings give more customization, they also feel more linear in a way because all anyone wants to do is get a beautiful town and gain infinite amounts of bells. I mean, I know when I went on there, I was looking up infinite bell like glitches. Like I wanted to get all the bells and make a beautiful town. But back in the original Animal Crossing, like you didn't have a care in the world what you were doing. I mean, you might have gone and stepped on cockroaches in your house for like 5 minutes because it was like, okay, I guess we're just doing this. I don't have anything better to do. The magic of not caring whatever anyone else is doing and only focusing on what you want to do is huge, because nowadays you just look it up and you're like, oh, I want to be like that guy. I want to be like Zach Scott Gaming, who has a beautiful town already. But it's no surprise that all anyone wants to do now is collect bells and make your island beautiful because you see that exposure.
Okay. I gotta stop you.
Okay.
Right? Because you gotta take your glasses off, man. That's metaphorically, because you are looking at this through the eyes of a gamer, someone who's been playing Animal Crossing for multiple titles now. What was your first Animal Crossing title?
New Leaf.
What was your second one?
New Horizons.
Okay, what was your third one?
Wild World that I haven't played.
Okay, so the point is, you've been playing video games for a while now, and it's become habitual for you to look up stuff. Now, I agree with you on many circumstances. A lot of gamers are like this. A lot of gamers are like
circumstances.
Many circumstances. I know, personally speaking, Animal Crossing New Horizons was the first Animal Crossing I really tried to like dive into.
Mm-hmm.
And I, for a while, didn't look many stuff up. When I got to the stock market, though, that's when I started looking stuff up.
Yeah.
But before that, I was experiencing things like as blindly as I was for someone who probably experienced it on the Gamecube for the first time. People experience the game the way they want to experience it. People who want to look stuff up are going to look stuff up. People who want a raw, organic experience are going to keep to themselves more. No one's forcing a computer in your face and being like, hey, read this Animal Crossing Wikipedia. No one's saying that. I mean, a lot of people do that because that's how people enjoy games nowadays. But no one's telling you to do that, and therefore the game experience is really what you make of it. So telling me that players only had discovery at the beginning of Animal Crossing like genre and not now baffles me.
I mean, yes and no, because if you're just trying to look up one simple thing, right? Like, how do I get this villager like back to my town or whatever, or New Horizons, and you're looking that up just to do that, and then you're going to go back to your ways. And then you see on the recommended bar, like, hey, Infinite Bells glitch. Are you going to tell me that if you see that Infinite Bells glitch and it says in parentheses real, all caps, right? Are you not going to click on that? Are you not? You get lured. There's a way of luring people into YouTube videos, and that's how they do it. And I guarantee you, a lot of people have looked up Infinite Bells glitch because that's what they care about.
For the people that care about Infinite Bells glitches, what if you don't care about it, though?
Then you don't care about it, and you look up something that you do care about, and you eventually end up caring about Infinite Bells glitch, because who wouldn't care about it? I mean, I'm not saying that I wouldn't do it, because I would. But it's just the fact of enjoying the game in discovery for the first time. Is much more... Maybe with New Horizons you can still do it, right? But Animal Crossing, like the original, like, you don't barely know what to expect unless you have the game manual or whatever. I don't know when that came in, but like you're going in completely, how do I do this? How do I do that? I have to figure it out for myself.
Okay. So you're telling me the way the game plays is more so already known in 2020 versus 20.
I mean but that's pretty much for every game that's in a life cycle of like, like Super Mario Galaxy, like, oh, I wonder how Super Mario Galaxy 2 was going to play. Like, you already knew, but it's still good.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's bad.
Okay. All right. So that brings us up to the biggest pitfall. Is that correct?
Yeah, we have to trash our game.
Okay. So after building up my game so much, the biggest pitfall, and I hate saying this, but one island to a console. I know I was like, oh, just go get more consoles.
Yeah.
But like, Switch Lite's 200, Switch Originals 300, OLED's 350. Unless you're like made of money, that adds up pretty quickly. So a lot of people were not fans of the one island to a console. Also, traditionally, Animal Crossing lets you have a lot more options at the beginning of the game, but this New Horizons has a slower start than usual, and because it's real game or like real life time, it will literally take you like actual days and week or two to start getting access to everything. So it is a slower start, and there is one island to a console, but besides that, this game like
I think that goes for a lot of Animal Crossing games. But can I say also, I talked about how you can just buy another memory card and get another town, but on the same memory card, you can also have infinite people. So, we do that too.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we do exactly what the Switch does too. So, just want to point that out. But biggest pitfall. This is not a good one really for Animal Crossing. While it looks a lot for problems with this game, I could only really find two, and I don't know why I put it in a way of like, only a couple, right? Because it is kind of bad. This was originally supposed to be an N64 game, and that definitely showed through on the GameCube. While Nintendo cleaned it up a tad bit before essentially porting it, you could definitely tell that the graphics and audio still sounded Nintendo 64-ish. The graphics are still charming in a way, however, as well as simple, because simple is good, and that's how Animal Crossing is supposed to be, so...
Okay, thank you for telling me how I'm supposed to experience Animal Crossing. I really appreciate that, man. Alright, so let's talk remakes and ports and how did they fare. Well, my game, Animal Crossing New Horizons, came out 2020, so there isn't really a remake yet.
Oh, yeah.
Because
that's true.
It's so new. I said, none yet. It is the successor of Animal Crossing New Leaf, which, fun fact, was the game that I tried to battle against. So
yeah, you were having two battles.
Yeah, I'm having two battles today because I'm trying to remember what is New Leaf that I looked up and then what is the original.
Yeah. All right, well, my remakes and ports, you ask. Well, my game was the beginning of its... relatives. I don't know what you call the things above it that come after it. But how did they fare? Animal Crossing Wild World was on the DS. Animal Crossing City Folk on the Wii. Animal Crossing New Leaf on the 3DS. Animal Crossing New Horizons on the Switch. All, take them how you want them. Animal Crossing New Horizons is a little bit of an for me, but,
Okay, slow down. You're putting that under remakes and ports, correct?
Yeah.
That's like saying Pokemon Yellow is the pioneer of Pokemon, which it is. I do not want to take that away because Animal Crossing is the pioneer for all the other games, but that's like saying Pokemon Gold is a remake of Pokemon Yellow. It's not, son. Pokemon Ruby is a remake of Pokemon Yellow. It's not, son. They're different games based on the same genre of the game. They're not remakes. They're not ports. Get your head out of your...
I see where you're coming from, and I did screw up, but essentially, all of the Animal Crossing games are remakes because you're still taking that same formula. You still have that same formula, but
a remake of Pokemon Yellow. Are you on a different
island? Are you
in a different area?
In a way.
Is your game experience different? Even if it's just a little, is it different because you're in a different setting with different villagers and whatnot?
Yeah.
It's not remakes and ports, man. They're different games. They're Animal Crossing, but they're different games.
I guess so, but,
Replayability.
It was the original, so.
It was the original. We gotta give it that. Was there any, what we think of, remakes or ports, like Animal Crossing, on the 3DS, that's the original? Or virtual download, do you know? Or...
I don't think so.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, screw it.
Alright, replayability is our next section. So, in a way, New Horizons is similar to Minecraft because you have the creativity and based on how much creativity you have, lends the hand of how much replayability it has. While the story mode may cap off at about 60-ish hours, depending on how you play and how often you play each day, because you really can't rush the story mode too much. You can't pour in 10 hours one day and then expect to be farther than someone who put in an hour to do their daily chores or whatever.
Yeah.
So 60-ish hours if you play at a relatively normal pace. But players can count on spending hundreds of hours more searching every nook and cranny and redecorating the island.
Nook and cranny. That's
the fun. The post-game content is basically what you make of it.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing for Animal Crossing here. If you somehow manage to make it through 610 hours of 100%ing of this game without getting bored, which I would say I would get bored for any game if I played it for 610 hours, not just this one. You can start a fresh file and have a new island, a new you, and new villagers, new fruits, and more. This game is probably one of the best in history. That goes for all Animal Crossing series. The replayability is up there with Minecraft, I said as well.
Yeah, you definitely, post-game content is what you make of it. Game content is what you make of it. Now it is time to talk about any other big points that we'd like to discuss. I didn't go too in-depth about it. I just wanted to point out terraforming is so huge in this game because terraforming literally lets you make mountains, lets you make waterfalls, which was unheard of in other games. So you can create anything for your island.
That's true. Some big points I said were, I guess this really isn't a big point. I don't know why I put this here. It's just because I didn't have anything else at the time. But I do have something else now. Gyroids. We're not in...
Sorry, what did you say?
Gyroids. What the weird little like things. I can show you a picture afterwards. They're like, they were in every Animal Crossing until New Horizons, when they didn't receive them till DLC. But also we have a different point. Also from the Reddit post, they said, reasons I think it's better, the original Animal Crossing, the New Horizons, include the simplicity. It's not... This is directly from a Reddit post, mind you.
So is this how you feel, or is this how the people from Reddit feel?
This is how the people from Reddit feel. Okay. I'm just speaking like, like other people feel this way too. Yeah. Reasons I think it's better than New Horizons include the simplicity. It's not meant to be a game that you can beat in a few weeks and then move on. It's meant to be played for a long time, taking it one day at a time. With New Horizons, it feels like it's a decorating/design sim, which isn't bad, but people can easily speedrun the game in a matter of hours, starting with a blank slate and finishing with their dream islands all in a day. They also said that there's always something you can look forward to and discover. You can't cheat your way through the game.
Like time travel?
Yeah.
You can't time travel on the GameCube. You cannot set your clock to like 2 days later.
I didn't look into that.
Okay, that's okay.
So I guess no one can battle me on it. If I didn't look into it, you can't say it's a thing. So
okay, you're bringing up a point that you can cheat your way through my game, which I'm not going to deny. There is literally time travel videos on what to do. You can't cheat through this game. It's all about what you make of this game, the experience of it. If you want a raw, organic experience from the game, you're going to play the game the way it was meant to be played, which is in real time. I'm assuming you can do the same for the GameCube. The GameCube, it's older. It's not as smart as the Switch. It's going to have a harder time knowing if like the time is right or whatnot. You don't like the day that you're doing, you have more chores you want to do, switch it ahead of day.
I mean, you're speaking essentially what it could be, but we don't know if it is for sure. It may be true. It may not be. We don't know.
Okay, I just don't want you to come at me saying my game can be cheating and then just like not hold your own game accountable.
Okay, but speaking from a relative point of view, like you should have looked up if we could time travel. That's not my problem.
Oh, you should have looked up what?
Should have looked up if the GameCube version could time travel,
I guess you're right. Guess you're right. I'll take the blame on that. Maybe the GameCube version can't time travel.
We don't know. Maybe. Do I think it can? Probably. But we don't know for sure, so you can't bash me for that.
Okay, fine. You got that one. Any other big points you want to talk about?
That's it. I'm ready for the KO opponent, and boy, is it good.
All right. My KO opponent. Animal Crossing for the GameCube, like you said, literally a port from the original N64 version that came out in Japan. The sound, it was charming, all right? I'll give it that. Completely outdated like a SNES was, all right? You could literally hear the sounds of like a SNES video game. You can't customize your character, which blows, but it did pioneer a lot of other stuff, such as the customization of a lot of other things. But, I mean,
seems
your
like
own character.
Seems a little, Machine Gun Kelly-ish to compliment somebody they're dissing. But
maybe, but also I just want to point out, I was thinking New Leaf before this. Not your fault, but I'm just saying I'm trying to come up with a KO opponent in a matter of like 20 minutes and...
That's fine, but don't worry about it because I'll KO you. All right. Well, the Switch version did get DLC. It didn't come before a lot of chatter and pleading from the fan base, as this so-called masterpiece of a game was hereby neglected by Nintendo for over a year.
Neglected how?
Neglected. They did not receive any updates after it built a huge hype train and a bunch of people were asking for updates.
Okay.
That is neglection.
Okay.
Do you agree?
No.
No. How so?
Didn't they do seasonal updates? Or seasonal things?
They did seasonal things that were already built in.
Oh, so it wasn't like additions?
No.
Okay.
We also have to remember the circumstances of which these games were released. New Horizons was revealed in June 2019 and delayed until March 2020, building up a steamroller of hype. Behind that, you also had it coming out on the now best-selling best-selling Nintendo console ever, and you placed the release time right in a pandemic. However, I'm not saying it's your fault. However, the original Animal Crossing was released on September 16th, 2002. Now, please tell me what was happening on September 16th, or just in 2002. Honestly, what was happening in 2002?
That was 20 years ago, man. How am I supposed to know? 9/11 happened 21 years ago. Were people still scared of 9/11 a year later?
That does not relate to video games, so nothing. Nothing was happening in September 2002, nothing.
People were going back to school.
Exactly. There was most likely minimal hype flying around for it since the internet wasn't a thing and news could barely spread, especially about video games. So a sales comparison in general is already a very poor debate. As for the better graphics and things to do in the new one, well, of course, there's always going to be that, and there will always be with the newer ones, with newer games. But the original Animal Crossing walked, so the newer ones could run. With customization and obviously better graphics throughout the years, you can customize tables with white paint endlessly and run around looking for infinite money glitches as most of the player base does. But we, on Animal Crossing, I represent the people, will just play the game how we want to play it.
Nice. I want to take you back to the point of you saying my game was neglected.
Right? Yeah, sure.
When did the GameCube Animal Crossing come out?
September 16th, 2002.
2002. When did the DS version come out? Was it 2005?
I couldn't tell you.
I'm pretty sure it's 2005. They were successors, right? DS came after the GameCube. Like, that was the next one.
Yeah.
3 years.
3 years.
3 years, not neglection, right? Because, of course, the team was working diligently on a new game for Animal Crossing, taking in all points of consideration of what the people were saying. But that took them 3 years of time to make a new game. Granted, a game is different than an update, but it took the Nintendo community to make 1 year of an update during a pandemic season. During a pandemic season, you want to call my game neglected because people were dying because of coronavirus. Seems like a kind of a faulty kind of neglection. People were neglected in the hospital rooms, man.
It's an update versus a game, so... Yeah, that pretty much just doesn't matter.
How?
It's an update versus a whole new game. You can't update a GameCube game.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So the next update for the GameCube game would be the next game, correct?
The next game doesn't have anything to do with the game I'm fighting for.
Right, but an update on Animal Crossing, like what the vision for the series is the next game.
I guess, but that's if you're going that far to say how it's not neglected, it's like,
Well, I'm trying to be fair because the GameCube, you couldn't do anything to the GameCube after it was released. Right?
Yeah.
Like, you could not update. I'm trying to see you with that vision. And I'm trying to rationalize and be like, okay, so the next time Animal Crossing would be updated would be when the next game comes out.
Yeah.
Right. So
basically.
So that took 3 years until the next game came out.
3 years is a whole new game on a whole new console.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's fine. But it took 3 years for the updates and revisions of Animal Crossing.
Which is a good amount of time if you think about it.
Yeah, versus 1 year during a pandemic season for an update.
For an update. Yeah, updates come a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right, cool. Sounds good.
Okay.
I don't know what that really accomplished for you, but hey.
The update came. We were not neglecting the people. We were taking the time to put in the update during a bad time of coronavirus season. You're telling me it took them a year because a year from 3/20/2020, like literally the initial of the pandemic to like March of 2021. You're gonna tell me you're sad about that.
if you go and look about how much people were wanting an update and how they felt like Nintendo didn't care about the game and Nintendo doesn't care about New Horizons anymore, like there's a lot of stuff on that.
Yeah, people are gonna complain, but you know what's more? People dying.
Let's slow it down. People dying doesn't have anything to really do with this game battle, right? We're talking about Animal Crossing, a friendly game. People dying. Sorry for anybody who has died in general, but like that's.
I just want you to at least acknowledge the fact that a year is not a long time for an update. Yes, it was wanted very much, but it is not a long time for an update during a pandemic season. I just want you to acknowledge that. That's all I'm trying to fight for. There was a crisis going on, and Nintendo still put their best foot forward to see what the community wanted, and 1 year later, deliver during a crisis.
Still didn't give us any like updates about like how the update is going, though. Like it was just like, okay, here's the update, guys. A year later. Okay. Sorry.
Sure. I cannot contest to whether they did or not, so I can't say yes or no. But yeah.
All right. I just want to tell you right now, the 5 to 10 closing case. We should decide whether you can comment, you can question a point on this or not. The 5 to 10 closing case sentences should just be, that's what you leave it at. You can't argue points in there unless it's like super faulty for some reason.
Okay, you can go
Make
first.
sense?
Or do you want me to go first?
You've always gone first, so.
All right. Animal Crossing New Horizons is a superior game. If you don't like the event going on at any moment, such as Bunny Day, yes, that was something a lot of people didn't like. It's fine though. Wait a couple days, and there will be new content for the new holidays. This game updates very regularly in correspondence to the holidays and seasons. The game is ever-changing and always has something for you to do. The creativity you can have in the game is remarkable, especially with terraforming and... Hold on, I lost my page. With terraforming, which is new to the series. This game adds way more customizable items and tools for the players to use. You can visit islands anywhere if you join forums, as well as do local play. Players have conducted mini celebrations and graduations in the time
that
of
is true.
On this game.
That's a very good point for you.
Heard of.
That's a very good point for you, yes.
Animal Crossing was boosted by the pandemic, no doubt, but it is everlasting because it is a great game.
Nice. All right. I will agree that that point of like I've seen like birthdays and marriages happen in Animal Crossing. Like that's really cool. That's not gonna. That's really cool. That's very cool. All right. 5 to 10 closing case sentences for me. Right. For the original Animal Crossing. At the end of the day, everything Animal Crossing's New Horizons has is because of the original Animal Crossing existed. Mm-hmm. While the older ones may not have been as flashy graphics or loads of things to do and settings to customize, it did have one thing: the mystery, the discovery, and the excitement of finding out something new. If you get everything spoiled to you before even playing a game, then what's the point in playing it? Sales will increase over time, graphics will increase over time, technology will increase over time, all in favor of newer games. So that's not really a fair comparison. What it comes down to is how much fun it is and how much content it has. While I've never played this game, I've looked at various screenshots and videos, and it looks fun and exciting for being a GameCube game. But if you bring it down to just the two factors of fun and content, I guarantee you a kid playing the original Animal Crossing over New Horizons, mind you, graphics, discrepancy, whatever.
For sure. I can attest to that. That's fine. We're not comparing graphics.
Playing the original Animal Crossing over New Horizons will decide that both of those factors are in favor of yours truly, the original Animal Crossing, because it doesn't need an extra name. It's just Animal Crossing. Funny how New Horizons has more customization and more things to do. But last time I checked, 610 is more than 379, and even a lower number than you said.
Cool. Very fair.
All
Very
right.
fair. Can I rebuttal just one thing, or are we not doing that?
Sure.
Okay. What's your favorite ice cream? I know this is completely off topic. What's your favorite ice cream, though?
Vanilla or cookies and cream?
Cookies and cream?
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you sneak in vanilla there, son?
Because vanilla is one of my favorites.
I thought it was cookies and cream, so I was going to be like, not vanilla! Sometimes, basically, Animal Crossing is simple, built on top of simple. Cookies built into the ice cream.
Yeah.
Cookies and cream. That was the only point I was going to make. You didn't fall into the trap. Never mind. Animal Crossing.
I saw that trap.
Yeah, but anyways, that wraps up our game debate. If
I
any
was
of you guys
heated.
are still listening, please write us a comment. Check us out on the Instagram. Check us out on Twitter. Anywhere you can message us. Let us know who won. Yours truly, Jake, was fighting for Animal Crossing New Horizons. Homie Low was fighting for the OG Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
on
just
the
Animal
GameCube.
Crossing, because it was the original.
Right. So please catch us on the socials and let us know who won. But now it is the time of day to get on over to
Just
what's
relax
new
a little bit.
And what we're playing. Yeah, let's unwind, but let's move over there. All right, so now it is time for us to talk about what's new and what we've been playing.
Yeah.
Homie Low, after that long, drawn-out, heated debate,
I know.
I'm ready to just relax and chill and talk
I know.
some cool stuff. So
Right.
I actually like ending with this because this is kind of cool. So
I
tell
know.
me, is anything new this week that you got?
Honestly, I don't think there's like anything new. I've been rearranging my room, and I found a figure Goomba that I lost in the process of that. But the rearrange is looking pretty nice. I'm worried about like not my room being like really condensed, kind of, and like just feeling like not a lot of open space. But it looks cool so far. Happy to get back into YouTube almost gonna have enough money for a good webcam. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I have been over here for a couple hours helping you out move, helping you rearrange.
Yeah.
And I can tell the fans that are listening right now, like, your room literally looks like an office, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, the way you have it set up for YouTube looks like you're ready to produce, like, office setting.
Yeah,
cool.
so it's
and
nice,
I like
yeah.
it. So I think it is a good change for your room.
Yeah. So that's it.
That's it?
Right.
All right, so what's new for me? I wrote nothing with a frowny face. I got no new game.
It's okay.
No new accessory, but I did start up my YouTube channel again. So if any of you guys are interested, take a look at me over there at OnAboat97. I put up a Super Mario Maker 2 video and a Super Mario World video. Got some shorts coming up. Hopefully I'm going to get around to live streaming tonight. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, I got some new subs pretty quick. That was good.
I got 4 new subs, so that's cool.
Yeah. All right, cool. For what's new for me, I will also say I am in the process of applying to a job. So, you may see some what's new loaded categories soon. So,
yes!
Yeah, but I probably, I'm going to have to save up for a PC and whatnot. So, we'll see. I want to stream too. So
I know, man. It's cool. I'm going to go home, play some Stardew Valley.
I know. I need to do that.
What have you been playing?
What have I been playing? Not Stardew Valley. I don't, honestly, I was thinking about it, and I played like some here and there phone games, whatever, just to pass time, but I don't think I've really played like anything this week.
Wow, I'm the complete opposite. I've been like diving. Dude, I put in like 20 hours into Stardew. Like, I'm really trying.
I've barely done like anything with games this week, but that's going to change tonight. I'm definitely going to play some Stardew tonight, so.
Excellent. We'll be happy to see you over there. Hopefully we'll just like stream and play together. It'll be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
We can't really play together when you're on your separate files, but.
Yeah.
It's okay.
What have I been playing? Lots of Stardew, man. I already told you 20 plus hours.
Yeah.
Also, Super Mario World and Super Mario Maker 2 for my YouTube channel.
Very cool.
Other than that, though, that's it. That's all I've been playing. That's all that's new. And believe it or not, I think it's time to take us to closing coins. All right, so now we're over in the section of the closing coins. This has been a rather long video, so we're going to keep this section short, or long podcast. So, Homie Low,
okay.
What do you have for us?
Basically, guys, episode number 52, I think it's going to be.
Yes.
Is going to be a video and audio format. You'll get all the audio formats of like Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music, whatever. You'll get that normal stuff, but there's also going to be a video up of us reacting to our first podcast and seeing how bad or good that went. Maybe it'll surprise us. We'll see.
It was great, dude.
Was it great? Maybe we should react to the one with our first special guest.
Oh, God, dude.
Yeah.
We could.
That's for year 2. That's for year 2.
Dude, we could do both.
That's for year number 2. But yeah, guys, that is going to be coming. Next week is going to be the Stardew review, so we'll see how that pans out. Maybe it'll be our first 10 out of 10. Probably not.
I don't know.
No.
It's not going to be my first.
It's not going to be my first 10 out of 10 either. So some split-second information there, but that is going to be it, guys. Make sure to follow us on all our socials at Nintenbros93 on Instagram, Nintenbros6 on Twitter, and I think it's Nintenbros93 on TikTok. We've been posting some more TikToks over there. Hopefully going to get some more cool stuff over there, like some more, actually thought-out stuff. But you can check me out, Alex or Lo, both my names, Onaship on everything, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. I post usually every day on those platforms, so very cool. And I'll be back on YouTube very soon, probably by the end of the month.
Excellent. That's all good stuff to hear. Of course, you can check out your boy at OnAboat97. I'm on the IG daily. Also trying to make a habit out of YouTube, and I already got a couple videos up. But
yeah, very nice.
Those are my socials.
All right, guys. Well, it's been very long, so I'm going to close it out right here. Thank you for coming around to Nintenbros 50, I think it was. Yes, what a cool number, half of 100. But anyways, guys, we'll see you next time.
All right, bye.